I really want to tell you about Libertalia Winds of Galecrest and why it's my favourite game of the year so far. It's the new version of Libertalia, a game that was released 10 years ago but has been out of print for what feels like 20 years. And it's designed by Paolo Mori, one of the most consistent designers out there behind Blitzkrieg, Pandemic Fall of Rome, and, well, Libertalia. The original was one of the few good pirate games out there, and rare because you don't just play as pirates, you play like pirates. You're trying to collect the most gold, and you do it by stealing and killing and being a selfish bastard. And Libertalia Winds of Galecrest is the same, except you play as sky pirates. But please, just go with it. It's worth it. Each round is a voyage across the open seas. Sorry, skies. And every day there is loot to be divided up. It's like dating. There's enough for everyone to get booty, but some you want a lot more than others. And if you're picking last after all your friends have already taken the good ones, you could end up with a cursed relic. A man in his 40s who's never had therapy. True to life, that relic will lose you money. So how do you get first dibs on the best loot? You have to play the highest ranked pirate. Sorry, sky pirate. You each have a hand of sky characters, and every day you will pick one of them and reveal at the same time. They get laid out on the board in order of rank. First, the characters take daytime actions. For example, the beggar takes 2 gold from the highest ranked character. So where you are in the lineup is really important, and not just for the loot. After day comes dusk and it's time to take your treasure. You go back through the characters in reverse order, so the highest ranked character gets first picked, then second highest, and so on. But what should you take? Well, the chest for 5 gold is a no-brainer, but they're rare. I love the gamble of taking a map because you need at least 2 of them for it to be worth anything, and there's no guarantee you'll get another one. But you do know your chances. I love that you can look ahead and see what loot you'll be fighting over for the rest of the voyage. It's so important for planning what cards you're going to play and when. You can see which days the cursed relics are out, and if you can save your higher cards for those days, then you should be able to avoid them. But that never fits your plan. You see, these 6 cards you have are huge, or at least their potential is huge, if you play them in the right order. The bosun gains 2 gold for each character currently in your ship with a rank lower than 21. Okay, so you need to play that one late on after you've already played some lower characters. But the freed prisoner gains a gold every night for every character higher than 20, and the bosun is higher than 20. So now you want to play the bosun early, then the freed prisoner. The way the cards in this game play off of each other is genius. No card is an island. They're all part of a delicate ecosystem influencing each other. And timing is everything. Imagine you're a stand-up comedian. These 6 cards are all bits of your act. They're all really funny in their own right, but some are better played early to warm the audience up, whereas others have callbacks in. They won't be as funny if you haven't already set up the joke earlier. But you're not performing in a bubble. You are being constantly heckled by your opponents who are trying to throw you off. If you play your infantry hoping to get 5 gold as the rightmost character, but someone else plays the brute, that will activate first and kill the rightmost character. So your infantry dies, and not only do you not get the 5 gold, but you won't get any loot today either. It's brutal, but the genius of this game is that you knew it could happen, because everyone has exactly the same cards. Everyone started with an infantry and a brute, so the brutes will be played and characters will die, but they don't have to be yours. It's all about timing. If you play a high card because you really want that map, you do it knowing that someone could play a brute and ruin your day. There's something brilliant about that. You're the kid in class daring to put their hand up, hoping for glory, but risking humiliation. It's a cutthroat game, but it feels fairer than most cutthroat games because the knives are all signposted. You wouldn't mind as much being killed if you just moved in next to Charles Manson. And at the start of the voyage, you can see how many of Chekhov's sabers there are in the loot. So you know exactly how many murders will happen and exactly when to be scared. It's like a horror film for control freaks. So rather than death being a take that surprise, it's an expectation. And the fun is in trying to cheat it every day that you keep your barkeep alive feels like a victory. And I love the gamble of playing the gambler or the carpenter, which cost you money when you play them and will only pay out if they're still alive at the end of the voyage, so they're prime targets for your rivals to kill. Having the same hand as each other means you will often pick the same card as someone else. You turned up to the party in the same outfit. Embarrassing. And when that happens, your rank is determined by your order on the reputation track. So once again, you can look at the open information and plan around it. If you get the sense that Brad Pitt is going to wear the same outfit as you, you wear something else. No one can withstand that kind of direct comparison. You can change your position on the reputation track with certain characters, and by taking sky barrels. The new tiebreaker system is elegant. It fits the game perfectly, and is a big improvement on the original game's flawed system. By the end of the first voyage, you won't have played all your cards. The characters you have left stay in your hand for the second voyage. And that's where the game gets even more interesting, because now you all get a new identical set of 6 characters. But your hands won't be exactly the same anymore, because you will have carried over different cards from the first voyage. And which 6 characters get added will give a completely different dynamic. Part of the puzzle is reading that dynamic and knowing which cards will be important. If you save your wind nymph until the final voyage, when no one else has one, you will get 2 gold every day. And the smugness of the kid who saved their Snickers until the end of the hike instead of eating it in the first 10 minutes like everyone else. From the outside, you might think that Libertalia, with only 30 unique cards, could get boring. But it's precisely because it's a small set that it works. Every one of them a strong character pushing each other's buttons, like a dysfunctional family Christmas. If you tried to invite more guests, it would just dilute the intensity. Except Winds of Galecrest does add some cards, but only 10. And it has changed others, even removed some. I don't want to go into every change. It's mostly small tweaks to rebalance things and ways to manipulate your reputation. There's a lot to like in the new characters, like the Necromancer, who will bring a dead character back to life in exchange for a cursed relic. So it gives you a reason to actually want one, which is a nice twist. It's nice to get even more variety from the game, and on that front I really like what they've done with the loot powers, by giving you 2 ways to play them. There's the calm abilities, which are a bit softer. I mean, the saber still kills someone, so not that soft. And stormy abilities, which are more brutal. On the stormy side, a relic will lose you 1 gold every night. And what's really nice is that you can use the tiles to mix and match which powers you like, again making each game feel different. I really like the new hook power, which you can use to carry over a character you've played this voyage, so it goes back into your hand for the next one. All the changes they've made to Libertalia feel seamless, like they've always been there. It didn't need transforming, it was already a brilliant game. Now it's a tad more brilliant, and crucially, you still feel like a paranoid pirate. Paranoid sky pirate, surrounded by people you don't trust. The gameplay remains, like the original, unashamedly cutthroat. So why does it feel like the rest of the game is ashamed? Libertalia is a game about pirates fighting over treasure. That's not just the theme, it's what you do in the game. It's all you do in the game. So on the box are some pirates, the characters you'll be playing in the game, surrounded by treasure. And on the Winds of Galecrest box, there is none of that. There's no treasure, and there's 1 character with their back to us. This cover makes it seem like it's a game of sailing and exploration, which it just isn't. The bright colours and font choice are calming and hopeful, the exact opposite of the gameplay. I'd call it the Disneyfication of Libertalia, but Disney made a pirate film, and it would make for a better cover than this. It's like it's been given a rebrand by an advertising agency that doesn't understand the product it's marketing. Starting with the name Winds of Galecrest.
Okay, I've got 3 words we have to use.
Do they describe the game?
No, but they give a feel.
Of the game?
No, of weather.
Are we embarrassed of the game?
I haven't played it, but yes.
Wind, gale, crest. Why use 1 word that is related to sailing when you can sneak 2 more in by combining them to create a fictional place that doesn't feature in the game? Winds of Galecrest is the name equivalent of lift music. It has all the flavour and substance of courgette spaghetti. It sounds like words taken from a 90s advert for tampons. You know what the name does have? Perfect search engine optimization. It turns out that if you create a sentence that means nothing, no one else in the world will have ever used it. And then we have the Sky Pirates. I don't know why they went with Sky Pirates, but in my head, the decision went something like this. So the original game was about pirates, but we want to distance ourselves from real pirates because they did some pretty bad things.
Okay, let me think. Sky Pirates.
Right. You've just added a word in front of it.
Yeah, exactly. Distance.
What even is a Sky Pirate?
I don't know. No one does. There's no frame of reference. No baggage.
But surely Sky Pirates also kill people and steal their treasure.
Do they? We can be vague about that. Maybe they find their treasure lying around.
Yeah, piracy is the act of robbery or criminal violence.
Okay, we'll make them animals. Sky Pirate animals. That'll soften it up.
Yes, like in Everdell, like cute little creatures.
No, not at all. I want them, and this is very important, to look like they have sex like a human.
Look, I'm no fan of the original artwork, and neither is the actress Alicia Cuthbert, but it's gone from a game that knew what it was to a game with an identity crisis. What is the point? To trick people into buying a mean game by making it look like a pleasant day at the beach? I would say it's targeted at families, but the age rating is 14 plus. The only thing I like about Libertalia cringe of Galecrest is the gameplay. And the truth is, that's all that matters. You know when you eat leftovers, and it looks a bit funny, but you know it's still good. So you close your eyes and focus on the taste. That's what it's like playing this game. The presentation's a little off, but it still tastes incredible. After years of wanting it, one of my lovely patrons called Derek sent me his copy of the original Libertalia, but Winds of Galecrest is the one going into my collection. I'd rather play the better game with more variety, no matter what it looks like. Just like I'd rather play a game with my friend Ben Moss than with Kate Moss, no matter how good looking she is. That's it. If you want to buy a copy of the game, there are links in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel and get my monthly newsletter where I talk about games that I don't talk about on the channel, please go to patreon.com/actuallol. I'm John Perkis. Thanks for watching.